guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be teaching you how I make my Egunsi. I don't know what it's called in English. It's actually a vegetable stew with melon. So these are the ingredients we are going to be needing. Now I have the dry fish. This is dry fish straight from Nigeria, but you can also get it from here at African shop, any of the African store in Dubai. I actually got this from Waterfront in Dubai here. So I have some crayfish, I have some minced garlic and ginger, I have some Maggi to taste, then I have the Egunsi. This is the melon, it's already blended. I have a blended Egunsi, and I have some chopped tomatoes, onions, I have my tribe here, and this is the palm oil. I have a palm oil. This is my palm oil. You can see this is my palm oil to cook, and this is the ugu leaves. It's a dry leaf. It's green. The color is green, but actually because it's dry, you can get yours from African shop. So let's get started. I'll be showing you step by step how I cook this. First, I love to steam my. It's already chopped. I love to steam my. In case you don't have a blender, you can chop it and steam before adding the palm oil. So these are my fresh vegetables. I have tribe, I have scotch bonnet, I have onions, I have tomatoes already chopped. So let's get started. So right now I want to steam my vegetables. So I had already added water, so I'm going to add some Maggi to taste. To add some Maggi to taste. So I'm going to add, I already added some salt and Maggi to taste, and then I added water just to be able to soften the vegetables. So you allow it to steam for like 10 to 15 minutes, so I have to soften the vegetables. That is if you don't want to use a blender. So you allow it to steam for like 10 to 15 minutes so as to soften the vegetables. So for the ugu leaf, because it's already dry, so I add water and then I put it on the fire so as to make it very, very soft, because it's hard and dry. So if you get the dry one, this is how you make it. This is how I make my own. You are going to add water to it to soften. But if it's the fresh one, there's no need to make it like this, but because it's dry, that's why I try as much as possible to add water to it and make it soft. So you cover it up and then you make it boil for like 10 to 15 minutes so as to soften the leaves. So guys, this is how it's going to look. Now the vegetables are getting softer. This is how I like it, because if you're going to make a 4 egusi or a 4 riro, you don't have to blend your pepper to be so smooth. So for me, I like to chop it like this without using the blender. So now it's getting soft. Don't forget I already added some Maggi cubes and salt to taste. So I like to chop it like this. So now it's done, and then you keep it separate. So guys, this is how it's going to look like. It's going to be soft like this. Because it's a dry one, it's not the fresh one. So you make it very softer. And then at the end of the day, you sieve it. So it's going to be like this. Now I have put it on fire for the past maybe 5 minutes. Depends on how soft you want it to be. Guys, this is how it's going to look like now. It's very, very soft now. So I'm going to sieve it right away and remove the water, because it doesn't come with water. I have to remove the water. And now it's already washed and clean. So this is how it's going to look, and then you keep it separate. Inside there I have my tripe, my cow leg, I have my shaki, I have my chicken, I have my turkey. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to be seasoning everything all together. So I'll add some Maggi to taste. This is how I create my stock. I'll add some Maggi to taste. So here I have my all the ingredients that I needed to prepare my Egunsi. So here I have some cow leg, I have some chicken, turkey, I have just a lot going in there. So I've added some Maggi to taste, and I'm going to I love to use white onions. This is my white onions, so I'll pour the onions inside, because white onions add it makes your food very tasty. And then I'll just add to it, just to make this is how you create your beef or chicken stock. If you want to cook anything, you want to cook your fried rice or your jollof rice or any Nigerian meal that you want to cook, this is how you create your chicken stock, your beef stock, and this is how it is. I'm going to add, I have whatever I cook, I love to use garlic and ginger. So this is garlic and ginger minced, so I'm going to add to it, just to make the food more tasty. So I'm going to sprinkle some garlic and ginger minced. I had already blended them, so you mix it together. Just to give it a that very unique taste, and it's also healthy. So this is fresh garlic and ginger. I love to use the fresh garlic and ginger. I don't like the powdered one. So anytime I get to buy, I chop them myself or I blend them myself. So this is how it looks, and I'm going to add some salt to taste as well. And then I add water, actually, because the cow leg takes a longer time to cook, so I add water to it. So this is how you make your chicken stock or beef stock or whatever stock you're trying to make. So cover it up, and then heat. So you leave it for about maybe 20 to 25 minutes because of the cow leg, because it takes a longer time for it to cook. Guys, this is how to make the chicken stock or beef stock or whatever stock you want. So the water that comes from the water I added and the water that comes from the beef, chicken, because in Africa we don't separate all these things, we cook them all together to derive the right vitamins from the food. So this is the stock. You can, if you don't finish them, you can save them up and put them in the fridge or freezer. You can add it to your jollof rice, your fried rice, your efo, whatever you want to cook. You want to make a stew for rice, for yam, you can use the chicken stock because it's already tasty. I already added the spices and everything. So this is how it's going to look. Now our cow leg is getting softer, because as I've told you earlier on, it takes a long time for the cow leg to get soft. So this is your stock. This is what is called stock. So I'll just leave it more for 10 minutes and then I remove it from the fire. So you heat up the oil, like you try as much as possible to lower the heat, because right now we want to add the palm oil. So you heat up the oil, you heat up the fire, and then you can measure it with the spoon, but for me I already know the measurement I want, so you can add the palm oil like this. It depends on how much you want it to be, so you add it and you allow it to heat up a little bit like this. So now it's already heat, because some palm oils, they're like some are stuck together, so you have to put it in the pot and heat it up so that it can melt. So I'm going to add my steamed vegetables now, the tomatoes, the onions, the scotch bonnet. I'm going to get everything all together. So you allow it to cook. You can start adding up your spices that you want to add, your crayfish, your Maggi or whatever, but for me I had already seasoned it all together from the beginning while I was steaming the vegetables. So what I'm going to add right now, I'm going to add my crayfish. I'm going to add my crayfish. This is my crayfish. It depends on the quantity you want. The crayfish adds also make the your vegetable to have taste. So I'm going to add a little bit of crayfish just to make it tasty. And this is my dry fish, my fish stock. This is my dry fish. I'm going to add the dry fish onto it. It's also going to add taste to my eforiro, my egusi. So you stir it up a little bit. I still have one more section here. This is another dry fish. Add it, and then you stir it together, and then you cover it up. You can leave it for 10 to 15 minutes to to cook properly. Lest I forget, I'm going to add my stock, the stock I made from the beginning. This is my beef chicken stock. I'm going to add just to add taste to the stew. And you allow it to cook properly. Cover it up and you allow it to cook properly. Now it's really cooking. I also have my locust beans. This is my locust beans. It's called new in my language, locust beans. It also adds some taste to your cooking. So I'm going to add the locust beans. And then I stir it up. I like a lot of onions in my cooking because onion is really good, especially white onions. And then you cover it up. You leave it for another 10-15 minutes. If I'm making my eforiro or egusi, I love to dice my maybe chicken, beef, or whatever condiments I'm using for the food. So I have the tripe, I have the shaki, I have the turkey. It's already diced, so I'm going to add it. And then I'm going to stir. And then I'm going to stir it all together. And then you leave for about another 5 to 10 minutes. So now the stew for the vegetable is almost done. As you can see, everything is inside and it's really tasty, yummy. So I'm going to add my melon. I don't know what it's called in English actually, but it's called egunsi. This is how it looks. This is egunsi. It's already blended. It's blended with chili pepper and some crayfish. So I'm going to add to it. To add the egusi to it, or better still, I get my spoon and then I add. It depends on how you want your egusi, how thick you want it to be. For me, I don't like the egusi to be too much. So the egusi will thicken the stew. It's going to thicken the soup. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. Because it's really thick, and then you add a little water as well. To add it here. More, and then I add water, just little water. Yeah, and then I stir. Don't stir too much so that it's not going to get burnt. So you cover it up as well. Allow it to cook for a while. So guys, our egusi is almost ready, but I'm still left with one more ingredient. I'm still left with one more ingredient to add. Don't forget, I still have my ugu leaf, the dry ugu leaf. So this is it. I had already washed it. It's clean. I washed it over and over again, and then you add it to your egusi. So I'm going to get some and add some bits of chunk into it. then you stir it all together. A lot more to it. Add it together, and then you leave it to simmer for about 5 minutes, and then your egusi is done. You can add little water because the egusi, it's it's a little bit stuck, so you want it a little bit watery, you can add water. If you don't want it, then you, for me, I don't like it to be too stuck, so I'll add a little water to mine, a bit of water, so that it's not going to be too hard. Add some water, and then we leave it. And then you cover it up. Guys, our foil egusi is ready. Wow, see how it looks really yummy. I can't wait to taste this. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to click on my notification bell, so if any video pops up, you'll be the first to know. And guys, you can as well place your order as well, but just give me 2 days notice so that I can make something sumptuous for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.